Get ready to learn the top secrets and simple strategies for living the life of your dreams. Welcome to Living the Dream Podcast, where it's not just about achieving your goals in the future, it's about enjoying your journey along the way. Here are your hosts, Krista Joy and Christy Fredericks.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our show. Have you been missing the Disney parks since they've been closed?
Or maybe you visited Walt Disney World or Disneyland a few months ago and are still suffering those Disney blues?
No matter what you're missing at Disney, we've got you covered with today's episode. So without further ado, here are your 25 must-dos for enjoying Disney from home.
Number 25, make Disney recipes. So if you listen to episode 5 of our podcast, you know that Krista and I aren't much on cooking, but I think even I could get behind whipping up some Disney favorites. Recently, I saw recipes for Dole Whip, Tonga Toast, and the famous Blue Bayou Monte Cristo that I can't wait to try. So just Google Disney recipes or check out Amazon for Disney recipe books.
I love that idea, Disney recipes. Well, number 24, this might be kind of an obvious one, but we hope that you will listen to Disney music. So I have something in particular to recommend that you may not have heard about. One of my very favorites is a CD, but it's also a digital download. And honestly, it's not just my favorite. There's been rave reviews from all the major Disney influencers and talk show hosts, and those are all online now. What we're talking about here is Peter Alden's Kingdom Classics CDs. And you can find this on iTunes as well. And we're actually going to put a note for you in the show notes in case you want to pick this up. So different sites like wdwhints.com, wdwmagazine.com, citysurfingorlando.com. And then I've got a referral on my site, disneyways.com and disneyworldenthusiast.com too. I know she's got a reviewer. She's working on one. We're talking about Peter Alden here, and he did an interview even for the Disney Nerds podcast, which is a really big, popular Disney podcast. And he's done interviews for tons of the Disney podcasts. And what I like about this CD is that it is your classic favorite Disney songs, but they all kind of have a retro rock vibe. So we really feel like Peter Alden captures the classic feel of the golden age of rock, but he fuses it into some of your favorite Disney classics. So it's really different than what you may have heard out there. I want to tell everybody that none of the songs on the album are original. He did a couple of interviews on podcasts, and a couple of the hosts thought that he wrote some of these songs, but I want to clear that up, that Pete actually paid top dollar to acquire the rights. And but you'll know some of these songs. So I think the ones they may not have heard of were like Rock Around the Mouse, which isn't, I guess, as popular. Some of the huge Disney fans that have Disney podcasts hadn't heard of that, and they thought Peter wrote it, which, is not correct. Pinocchio's Boogie. That's kind of a different song you don't always hear. But then he's also got your favorites, the ones you're really familiar with, the Bare Necessities, Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid, Let's Get Together from Parent Trap, Hakuna Matata. So there's actually 10 tracks on this that I think you'll really love. And the other cool thing is that Peter Alden isn't just a guy that said he liked Disney so he could sell Disney CDs. He actually has a rich history with Disney that people don't always know. So I'm going to share it with you here. Pete actually appeared as a guest star on the episode of the Mickey Mouse Club TV show. And he was an MGM Studios opening day cast member. So he was there the day the park opened with all the fanfare. He was a Jungle Cruise skipper. He remembers a lot of those silly jokes. He was a backlot tour team driver. And he was also best friends with the Rocketeer, if you know what that means. Best friends with the Rocketeer. He's the black gum that he had to chew and all of that stuff. Anyway, you can get your copy of Kingdom Classics by Peter Alden on iTunes, or if you'd like a physical copy, you can email us directly. I know how to get you one. We are at livingthedreampodcaster@gmail.com, and the physical copy CDs are just $15, and they're really beautiful to look at too. So I think you'll really enjoy this. And that's just one idea for a way you can listen to Disney music and kind of get your Disney magic from home.
I have that CD. I love it. Bare Necessities is my favorite track on that. I don't know, it's upbeat. It's something we definitely need right now, and it does give you that Disney feel. So check that out. Number 23 is have a Disney movie night. So put on your PJs, grab your comfy blanket and your little Disney plush, make some popcorn and grab some candy, then turn on your favorite Disney movie for a fun-filled night with the family.
Or number 22, watch Disney virtual ride videos. So if you're missing the Disney parks attractions as much as we are, well, it's actually a great time to be missing them because of the internet. You can head on over to YouTube and search for Disney World POV, which stands for Point of View Ride Videos, to relive all of your favorite attractions from the comfort of your couch with no fast pass required. So don't forget you have that at your disposal. You can look up those videos on YouTube and ride the rides virtually.
I love to do that. And one of my favorite things is to ride like the attractions that no longer exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, take a ride on World of Motion, Horizons, all those favorites that we have known and loved and now are gone. So I love that. Perfect.
Me too.
Number 21, read Disney blogs. So if you want to keep up on the latest Disney news, maybe learn some interesting facts and trivia about the parks, or take a deeper look behind the magic, try reading a Disney blog. So to give you a little glimpse into what you can find, if you're interested in the paranormal, you can always check out my blog, DisneyWorldEnthusiast.com. I have a post all about the ghost stories inside the Disney parks. And if you're interested in the backstory of the Blue Fairy and the Wish Book, you can read all of those details on Krista's blog, DisneyWays.com.
Great plug there. Shameless plug. But yeah.
I didn't know anything about the Wish Book until we were at that last Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. And we were eating our cookies and drinking our hot chocolate. And you're like, have you ever made a wish in the Wish Book? And I was like, what are you talking about? I've been going to Disney since the park opened in 1971, and I have no idea about the Wish Book. And it was fascinating to me. You took me over to it, showed me, and I went back, read about it on your blog, and I was like, how did I not know about this? So
Isn't
it's
that
awesome.
amazing? The parks have so many little hidden gems and treasures, and that's like my favorite thing in the world, especially somebody like you that I consider a Disney expert, to show them something that they didn't know about. It's the joy of my life. So yeah, you can find lots of great treasures. And I love Christy's blog because she is on top of the news. I mean, she knows what's going on. She has her finger on the pulse of the Disney parks. And you can always rely on her for a fantastic article with roundups of what's new. And she just never tires of reporting on all that stuff, where I produce more of like the evergreen content that I feel like will be, it's the same today, tomorrow, and beyond. But our point is, there's a ton of Disney blogs out there and websites, and we hope that you will take some time to enjoy some of those when you're at home missing Disney.
Absolutely.
So next up, we have number 20. Why not build Disney Lego? So there's no better time than now to get yourself a huge Disney Lego set and get building. Everybody needs a Cinderella castle, the train station, or even the Millennium Falcon made of Logo, right? Now, this would be a great way to spend lots of time, just quiet time to center yourself. I have a dear friend who's raising her grandson, and he just built the most enormous Millennium Falcon on Lego because it was his birthday, and that's what they wanted to do together. And I think that's just a wonderful, creative way to get your Disney fix, even from home.
I love it. I'm a big Lego fan.
Mm-hmm.
Number 19, we have read Disney books. So whether you're a fan of fiction or nonfiction, there's no shortage of Disney books available. So if you're looking for mystery and suspense set in the parks, you could try the Kingdom Keeper series by Ridley Pearson. Or maybe you're looking for inspiration and motivation with a Disney twist. You could check out The Wisdom of Walt by our friend, Dr. Disneyland himself, Jeff Barnes. And I've read all of those, all the Kingdom Keepers, as well as Jeff's book. And I love them. And I will go back and reread them. It's like you're there. Great books.
Yeah. And if I could make another personal recommendation, The Adventures of Real Animals in the Most Magical Place on Earth. is a series. I work with Mimosa Publishing, and the woman, the CEO, Jennifer, her boys wrote and illustrated these adorable little books. One is about a squirrel who runs around Epcot and has an adventure. And then another one's about a bunny rabbit that runs around Magic Kingdom and has an adventure. So it's written by children. The illustrations are drawn by children. So if you just want something light to read to your kids or just to help you anticipate your trips to the park, I want to recommend Real Animals in the Most Magical Place on Earth. And again, you can just email us if you want information on how to get those books. They're small, they're like kid sized, and we'd love to mail you a few copies. So just let us know if you're interested in those as well.
So cute. Those are so cute.
And I love number 18. I've never done this myself, but I always wanted to. Disney Bounding. So if you haven't heard of this, this is where you wear inspired looks. You dress inspired by Disney characters. So you can actually wear favorite Disney gear at home. So Disney clothes and ears are not just for Disney parks anymore. You can do this from home. Put on your favorite t-shirt and those fabulous ears, wear them all day long. I saw somebody on Facebook yesterday. She just put on the yellow dress and the blue scarf, and she was Joy from, Inside Out. And why not do that from home too? You'll subtly know. And you could go to the grocery store, dressed like Snow White without anybody knowing you're actually dressed like Snow White. It's like your own little secret, the Disney Bounding thing. You can totally do that from home as well.
I love that idea. We were probably maybe 20 days into this, and I was decked out full on Disney shirt and everything. And my kids were like, "What are you doing there, Mom?" I said, "Well, I was supposed to be in Disney World right now, so I'm going to pretend I'm there." So it's fine. It's okay. It's all right. Go for it. Do it. It feels good. And especially if you have to be on a Zoom call, throw those ears on. Mm-hmm. Let everybody at your workplace know, hey, I would have been there right now, so I'm just doing Disney at home. They'll love it. They will love it.
Yeah.
In my school Zoom calls, I had people with Disney ears, the headbands with the little cat ears. We were all like in outer space and doing all sorts. It's what makes Zoom fun, right?
I love it. That's great.
So next up, we have number 17, which is plan your next Disney vacation. So a surefire way to beat those Disney blues is to start planning or dreaming at least about your next visit. Even if we don't know when it's going to open, we can always be dreaming about it. So if you need a little help with the planning or the dreaming, you can check out my book, 501 Ways to Make the Most of Your Walt Disney World Vacation. We'll have a link on our site, or you can email us. It's also available on my site as well, DisneyWorldEnthusiast.com.
Well, it is really a genius idea, Christy, to have a book like this, because I know one of my number one questions that I get asked by my readers over at my blog is, we're going to celebrate XYZ. What can I do to really take it up a notch and make it special and make it different? And so there you go. With Christy's book, you got 501 ways. So, there's no excuse not to have a fantastic Disney World vacation.
Exactly.
Well, another fun idea we found is number 16, make your home smell like Disney in a good way. Okay. So what we're talking about here are the candles and the scented wax. Okay, so humor me here for a minute. Think about the popcorn and the sweets in the air on Main Street, or your favorite resort lobby, the greenhouses of the land. So it's not always about the tastes or places. Sometimes it's the smells that really make you feel like you're in Disney. So the Disney smells that evoke feeling and memory with the power of our most ancient sense, that sense of smell. And I love the idea of bringing the experience of the good smells of Disney home. So, and you can think about it like a beautiful and subtle thing. Maybe people that stop by, they won't really know that you want the house to smell like Disney, but it does. It's wonderful. So there are tons of candle companies out there, and also companies you can get the wax for melting and warmers, stuff like that. And so we want you to go ahead and think about that. That's another great way to enjoy Disney from home. Maybe there's a certain smell you like. If you just Google it and look on Etsy or Facebook, there are lots of candle companies where you can actually help your smell, your where you can make your home smell like Disney. So that's another fun idea for you.
I love that idea. I get those big Bath and Body Works candles, but I've never tried the Disney candles. So I was looking at them the other day. I feel like that is my next candle.
Yeah.
That's my next one. I just have to pick out which place. I'm thinking the Polynesian candle might be the one that I go for. I'm not sure yet.
Well, I have
There's
to
so many
tell
good
you,
ones.
I made a splurge, Christy. Actually, my boyfriend bought it for me. Right now, there's a company called Scentsy, and they sell warmers and wax, and they have one in the shape of the Cinderella coach right now. And that is my thing. Okay. That's the coach is, I don't know what it is, but the coach is my thing. And I saw this on video and the warm glow. And when she plugged it in, and I was like, I have to have that. so, so that's, money we'll never get back. But, Peter ordered it for me as a surprise, but it's not really because I knew it was coming, and it should be here in a few days. And I was just thinking to myself, I've got to get some of these Disney waxes to burn in my Cinderella coach. Are you kidding me? It's going to make my whole month. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea. Like right now, I'm sitting at my desk. I feel like I would need that on my desk. That would just be motivating while I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I love that
I'll show you guys pictures when it comes in.
Yes, please do. Please do. So for number 15, we have Pretend You're There. And an example of that would be this Mexico CD. So for this project, it's the first in a series called A Walk Through Epcot's World Showcase. Our one and only Krista created a charming, informative audio tour of Epcot's Mexico Pavilion, my favorite pavilion. I listened to the tour at home and I felt instantly transported to Epcot. And I bet it would be lots of fun to listen to on your iPod while you're walking around the pavilion itself once that opens back up, like those guided audio tours at museums, but even better because it's not a museum, it's Disney. Can't get better than Disney, right? Or I will just listen to it and as I walk around my park and I will pretend that I'm in Epcot. That'll also work for me right now. The tour includes a number of tracks and it takes about 30 minutes to listen to it in its entirety. You can expect to hear the traditional music and the sound effects that bring the magic of Mexico alive. And then Krista serves as your tour guide inside and outside of the pavilion's Mayan temple, including focuses on the Grand Fiesta tour, starring the three caballeros, the restaurants, the marketplace, and more. She gives insider tips, history on the crafts, the culture, food, and architecture. And for Walt Disney World first-timers, Disney history enthusiasts, or documentary lovers, this tour really hits the mark. And I'm a huge fan of Epcot, and I learned lots of new things from Krista's tour. Just like when she taught me all about the Wish Book and the Blue Fairy, she can teach you all about Epcot and, just point out things that maybe you just didn't know. It's awesome. Check it out.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Christy, for the plug. I'm so proud of my Mexico CD. You can also download the tracks. In fact, I was sending someone the tracks as a gift last night, just to kind of help carry through and bring some joy. And it occurred to me that what I want to do is offer the first 10 people that send us an email at livingthedreampodcaster@gmail.com. If you email us, I will send you a free digital download of my entire audio tour of the Mexico Pavilion. So this is all 10 tracks. I'm going to send them to you for free. It's a $15 value, but I wanted to extend the free offer to any friends who are listening to Living the Dream podcast right now. Just email me. And if you're one of the first 10, I'll send you the tracks for free. It brings me a lot of joy to know that I can help people feel closer to Disney in this time. So it's as much for me as it is for you. So I hope that you'll reach out so I can send out at least 10 free versions so you can hear those over your email and then download them to your iTunes and enjoy it for years to come. I think you'll really like it.
Oh, you definitely will. Don't miss out. Definitely take advantage of this while you can because it is awesome. You will enjoy it. So up for number 14, we have do a virtual Disney themed race. So if you're a runner and you're missing the Run Disney races, why not try a virtual race? So you can sign up through Run Disney if those aren't sold out, or you can try sites like YesFit for a Disney themed race that you can just run on your own. So what you do is you track your mileage, and once you've completed the race, You log in and you can get your reward shipped right to your home. So it can be, sometimes it's a magnet or a medal or a t-shirt. You have lots of things to choose from.
Sounds like a really fun way to kind of stay fit and stay motivated to run at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, for number 13, why not watch old TV show episodes set in the park? I love this idea. So if you're feeling nostalgic, you can check out episodes of old sitcoms that were filmed on location at Disney World. They've done this for a lot of series, but some examples are their Boy Meets World episodes in the parks. Modern Family, I love that one where she ends up buying big Minnie Mouse slippers to walk around in the park. So cute. A Full House, The Middle. And Christy, you were telling me the cutest story about one way that you really get in the mood when you're on the airplane heading for Orlando, that you watch some of these episodes. Tell everybody that story.
Yeah. So I bought through Xfinity On Demand, I bought the middle episodes that are filmed in Walt Disney World. And so I downloaded those on my phone. And every time I'm on the plane on the way to Disney, I always have to watch those 2 episodes. It just really gets me in the mood. It's so much fun. And right now, while I'm missing my parks, I can just turn that on anytime I want and go, oh, yay, I'm going to be back there. It's going to be awesome.
Love that.
So next up, we have number 12, do a Disney craft project. So who doesn't love a good craft project, especially a Disney themed one? So how about creating a shadow box with some of your favorite Disney souvenirs, or maybe building a creative display for your pins, mouse ears, or mugs? You can check out Pinterest for literally a million great ideas. There are so many ideas out there. It's amazing.
You know what? And they make such wonderful gifts. As I'm talking to you, I'm looking at the wall in my office, and I have 2 paintings from my dear friend in California. She painted Cinderella. She painted Alice in Wonderland. She gave them to me as gifts. And then I have a shadow box from when Peter had his debut, 4 Kingdom Classics. We had an album release party. And she made me the most beautiful shadow box with characters from each one of the songs. And they really brighten my day. So just remember that, as you're making the craft, you can always use it as a unique gift later, too. So it's a 2-for-1. I love that idea. Do a Disney craft project. Awesome.
Great thought.
Number 11, shop the Disney store online. So a lot of people are doing their retail therapy right now. We might not be able to do a lot of in-person shopping, but you can shop 24 hours a day at shopdisney.com, from clothing to toys and everything in between. Shop Disney, the official site for Disney merchandise, will definitely help you get your Disney fix. And this is where I want to encourage you to go on Etsy and support your small business craft stores as well that are online. There's so many creative things and ideas and Disney inspired, items that you can buy. And it's a 2-for-1 because you'd be supporting a small business as well as getting your Disney fix from home. So that's a great idea. Do a little Disney shopping, Christy.
I love that. Oh, believe me, not a problem. Already done. I could just check that one right off. Check. Here in Colorado, we have to wear masks. So I've got myself all sorts of Disney masks. And, I love Etsy for the t-shirts, like the original t-shirts. So going back to where we were saying, put on your Disney shirt, I've gotten so many from great Etsy shops where they're so cute and so original. So I like to, kind of combine those tips together. So then next up, number 10, we have learn to draw the characters. So this was one of my all-time favorite things to do while taking Disney cruises, is the classes where they teach you how to draw the characters. So from Mickey Mouse to Spider-Man, all your favorites, you can check out the Learn and Create section of the Disney Parks blog. And there are videos on there on how to draw your favorite.
Such a cute idea. And I know this is something they've been doing in the parks for years. They just have everybody come at the same time, and they have a Disney artist up front, and they help you guide you through the drawing. But you don't have to be at the parks to do this. This is a really good thing you can do from home that'll make you feel like you're at the parks. It's a good one.
Exactly.
Number 9, this is for the very creative. Why not make a viral video recreating a favorite attraction? So if you're looking for something creative to do during this downtime, why not try to recreate your favorite Disney attraction at home and share it with the world on YouTube? You never know if your masterpiece will be the next big viral video. I want to add to that watching these videos that people have made is absolutely hysterical and will pass the time.
Yes, it will. I have watched a lot of them. I love the one that's just so simple. It's the little kid recreating Fantasmic. Oh my gosh. So like water squirting up and he's being Mickey Mouse and everything. And at the end, you see it's like a sibling of his that's laying on the ground shooting the water out of one of those big super soakers. I mean, it's just the cutest thing. You know, he's standing out by a pool and he's like conducting like Mickey. And there's so many. Like last night I was watching one by some of the stuntmen from the Indiana Jones show at Hollywood Studios, and they were returning to work. And you'd see all the stuntmen, and they were doing jumps. One guy was doing cartwheels and flips on the roof of his house. Yeah. I mean, people are doing it's just amazing.
Creative.
And there's the cute one, the Splash Mountain one. I don't know if you've seen that one, where the kids, I mean, they're getting water tossed on them. They even recreated the photo, like the photo you get taken.
I haven't seen that one, but I saw the one where the family recreated Pirates at Disneyland. They put the kids in the red wagon and they're pulling them through the scenes, and there's somebody on the rocking chair in the beginning and just all the way through to the end. Hilarious. People really have gotten creative with these. So they're fun to watch and create too. If that's your thing, why not make a viral video?
Exactly. I love that one. So next up, number 8, we have redecorate a room in a Disney theme. So if you've watched every decorating show on the Home and Garden channel by now, and you're just ready to embrace your inner Chip and Joanna, why not try to redecorate a room in your very own home with a Disney theme? So with some paint and a little imagination, you can turn that boring office into a spooky library from the Haunted Mansion. Imagine how much your coworkers are going to like that when you're on your Zoom call. They're going to be so impressed. Or you can turn the kids' playroom into Toy Story Land. Again, just check out Pinterest. There are so many great ideas. There's also a YouTube video of a man who turned his entire basement into Fantasyland.
Wow.
It's amazing. I mean, he did like rock sculpture. It looks like the rides. It's got the lighting. People are just unbelievably creative.
That's so cool. I'll have to look that up. These are really hot right now. Why not order a subscription box? So until you can get back to the parks, maybe give yourself a gift of a little Disney each month with a subscription box. There are several services out there that will send you a box of Disney surprises once a month to help you beat those Disney blues. I know the main one is the one I'm familiar with, the one that everyone seems to like and is super popular, called Walt Life. Is that the one you've seen around?
Yes, that is the one I've seen. I know that there's probably at least a half a dozen. Walt Life is one that I've actually had a box delivered to me, so I have personal experience with it, and it's such a nice little surprise. Even if you order it yourself and you know it's coming, you don't know exactly what's in your box, so it's like, oh, presents.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And Walt Life has done a good job with the marketing, so they're out there if you're looking for one. But I know there's several. It's a great idea.
So for number 6, we have look at your photos from your past vacations. So it's always fun to look through old photos and reminisce, but who has the time? So now that you do, you can even create a Disney Memories scrapbook, or if you're not very crafty like me, you can go onto Shutterfly and you can create
bring back some great memories. For number 5, we've got drink from your Disney mug. So if you're like most Disney guests, you probably accumulated several Disney mugs throughout your visit. So why not brighten each morning by drinking your coffee out of one of your favorite Disney mugs? And I've seen a lot of people taking pictures of their tiki mugs that they got from Trader Sam's. I guess those are more cocktail, not necessarily coffee mugs. But man, what a splash it made when the Hatbox Ghost, the little tiki vessel, that people were standing in line for so long. And now you've got time to enjoy it. If you were lucky enough to grab one of those, you could drink your coffee out of that in the morning. Why not? Whatever makes you feel closer to Disney.
Exactly. And we were talking earlier this morning that I like to start my day with a root beer. So I was one of the people that stood in line forever for my orange
Beautiful
bird.
picture.
Have you seen the little orange bird cup from Epcot? Yes. So I have my orange bird cup from Epcot, waited in the long line, totally worth it. And so I can drink my root beer out of him each day. And it just makes me smile. It just makes me smile. Even my resort mug, like my resort refill mug, I don't know. Yeah. I still like to use it. It still just makes me happy. Makes me think about my next visit. Number 4, we have, this one's a big one. Have a Disney themed day. So, have you got some kids at home that are running around and you have no idea what to do with them anymore? I mean, they've been home for a couple of months. They're not even out of school yet. So, what are we going to do with these kids all summer? So, how about have a Disney themed day? So, for example, you could have a Mickey's Not So Spooky Halloween day where you dress in costume, you make some fun Mickey-shaped Halloween foods and desserts. You can even set up trick-or-treating inside your house. You could make your own haunted house, your own haunted mansion, watch your YouTube videos of the Boo to You parade and Hollow Wishes, and definitely decorate, dim the lights, and play some party music. And when you have the kids in mind, I love the MC Parks Halloween Area Music YouTube video. So that's the one from Minecraft. Anybody who has young kids who plays Minecraft probably already knows. Uh-huh. You can see the whole Disney World on Minecraft. But they've got a YouTube video that's got all the Halloween music from Main Street. So you can just play that on a loop. It's like an hour long. You just play that on a loop, and you've got like Mickey's Not So Scary going on your house all day.
What a cute idea. I hadn't Halloween. Heard that one. I'll have to look that out. That's so cool. Well, number 3, awesome. And I know puzzles are kind of hard to come by right now, but if you've got one in the closet, why not do a Disney puzzle? This is another fun way to pass a few hours with a Disney-themed puzzle, and you can really get creative. There's also a really cool way to create your own, upload your own photos at shutterfly.com. So if you uploaded a photo that you took at a Disney park, you could make your very own unique photo puzzle. That's so cool. What a great idea. So it's truly yours that way, right? Yeah. So have you done one of these before, Chrissy?
Right. I have, actually. I've done one for my parents. There's a lot of different formats where you can do just a single photo, or you can do like a photo collage with multiple photos. So I did one of the photo collage ones, and there's different varying sizes and pieces. So you can go from like a toddler puzzle that only has maybe 12 pieces all the way up to a 1,000-piece puzzle. So I know puzzles are very difficult to come by right now. So there's no easier way than just creating your own.
I love it.
Yeah. And they're not that expensive, and Shutterfly's really good quality. So my mom and dad loved it. It was a really fun, unique Christmas gift for somebody who has everything. Plus I love puzzles, so that's a lot of fun too. Number 2, we have Play Disney board games. So enjoy the Disney version of Family Game Night. So grab your Disney Parks Uno, the Haunted Mansion version of Life, Toy Story Monopoly, and Buzz Lightyear Operation, and laugh it up with a fun-filled night of family-friendly competition. And all of those games, you can find those either on Shop Disney, Target, Walmart. A lot of those different sites have those games. We have a bunch of them here at our house, and it's always fun. And sometimes friendly, but sometimes super competitive.
Well, it's a great idea. What a great way to get some quality family time in and enjoy each other and do a little competitive Disney board game. It's a great idea. So all of this to lead to our number 1 favorite idea. And guess what, guys? We even brought a special guest. We did a pre-recorded segment with him for number 1. So we're going to go ahead and start that now. All right, and now it's finally time for our number 1 favorite tip for enjoying Disney from home. Learn secrets behind the attractions. And we are so excited to have our dear friend and business partner on the line today to discuss this, because he is the expert on this. He's constantly creating content for everyone to enjoy Disney from home. Disneyland is his home park. Jerry Cornell, welcome to Living the Dream podcast.
Thank you. That's great to be here.
We're delighted to have you. So, first of all, one of the several things you offer are awesome DVDs. Can you talk to us about some of your bestsellers, your favorite titles?
Oh, sure. Actually, my DVDs are in separate categories: theme park series, attraction series, dark attraction series. Forgotten Attraction series, Theme Parkology Present series, and I also have audio CDs. But the documentaries, the most popular ones are the theme park series, which is Disneyland 1955, 1959, 1960, 69, and they're separated in decades. So you can see what the park was like when it first started in the 50s and how it progressed all the way up into the 1990s. And then there's another popular one are the attraction series, which attractions such as the haunted mansions that feature an interview with Bob Gurr, and he talks about what he worked on, and Rolly Crump and how his contribution to the haunted mansion, and the Pirates of the Caribbean is a huge must-have. Everyone seems to want it. I've already like in my third or fourth print into it. Those are my top sellers. Everything else sells really well too. The Buzz Lightyear, the Autopia, the Mr. Toad, all the dark rides seem to do really well, but everybody needs to have the Haunted House and the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love that. So tell us why. Why do you think, starting with your one you were talking about that goes over the decades, why do you think that really strikes a chord for people? Why do they want to watch that from home?
I think people, especially since they're at home, I think they really want to see the history of the park and its attractions. More so the park as it's grown from 1955 to present day. The many changes, the attractions. They're curious. They want to know what it used to look like. Growing up at Disneyland, the park always seemed bigger because it literally not bigger by acre, but there was less in it. And now there's so much in it that it seems smaller. But I think people are just curious. They want to see what it looked like when it appeared smaller. Some of the attractions that have come and gone, people want to know what was the adventures of inner space like. They hear about it. Now they get to see it. They get to, see the progression, see these attractions that were there in certain areas in certain eras, and they get to see the changes, the growth, the disappearance, what was omitted, what's been added since. I mean, people just love the park so much they want to know everything about it. And I think that's why people are just so interested in the theme park series.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with the attraction series, do you find that people want to buy just their favorite attractions so they can live them over and over, or what do you think it is about that in particular?
Well, first of all, I think a lot of people tend to think I'm just going to get the Enchanted Tiki Room. It's my favorite attraction, or I'm going to get the Country Bear Jamboree. That's my favorite attraction, so I'm going to buy it and see. Or I like Terry Hardin, so I want everything she's. And I think some people start off by getting their favorite, but then they really find it entertaining, and then they actually start going through and buying each and every single one of them. And I think that's because, again, they just love the attraction, and it's not like you're just watching the ride through of the attraction. You're learning the history and the stories behind what went into making this attraction. And I find that people tend to buy everything. So I had to come up with a checklist so people can actually see what they have and check it off, and then see what they have left. And it's funny too, because like my favorite attraction series that I've done is actually one of the attractions that doesn't sell too well, and that's the Rivers of America. I just love the history behind it. I love the way it came out. I love the interviews that are in it, but it doesn't sell well. But eventually, people who go through their list, they eventually get the Rivers of America. So
Yeah, they want the complete set. Well, I gotta give you a little endorsement because I recently acquired the People Mover, and I loved just seeing, like, I know that used to be a big part of the Disneyland park, so I really loved seeing the history and how that used to fit in over there, and then how ours here at Disney World has evolved. I think you're right. I think it's just seeing what you wouldn't be able to see otherwise.
yes, and the Forgotten Attraction series, we have so far 5 attractions that are within that umbrella, and that's the Submarine Voyage, the Rockets to the Moon, Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, Carousel of Progress, and the Skyway to Fantasyland. And I think people just want a little bit of that nostalgia feel to it. That like when back in my days, you hear that all the time. Back in my days, the park was like this, and now you can see it. You can visually see it. Now there are some attractions that footage is like very scarce, so that's where the audio CDs come in. The audio CDs is easier produced because I don't have to use any visual. Everything's just audio. So even then, we can show people what Captain EO looked like, or what Adventures Through Inner Space looked like, or any one of these different attractions that where footage is hard to obtain. We can do it audioly, but again, it's just people just want to know what was there, what it looked like, what was it like. They hear all these stories. The mine train used to be here, and now Big Thunder's there. Well, what was the mine train like? And then they try to imagine what it's like. Well, these videos, they show you what they're like.
I love that. And I think Christy has a question about your signature series.
I do. And, I totally agree with you and Krista. Your DVDs are amazing. Haunted Mansion's got to be one of my favorites. And I love to rewatch it. It's so great to get the behind the scenes story, because if you love the attraction, you love it even more once you get all the details. You just have a whole new appreciation for everything that went into it. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And tell us just a little bit about your signature series. So what is that?
Well, I started getting emails from people that were asking me, hey, Bob Gurr, can you have him sign this? And I don't really like to just go up to Bob and say, hey, Bob, someone I know or don't know needs to sign. So rather than going back and keep asking for signatures, I decided, well, let's just do a signature series where I can get the DVD cover, which is something that I produce. So I'm not going to get in trouble because I produced the cover. So it's okay for him to sign it. I'm giving him permission to sign it. And they love to sign anything anyway. So that's a plus. But I thought this would be a great way to offer the signatures of the people we interview on my covers. And we also do things like I have them sign certain things for like giveaways or charity things, and they're always more than happy to sign things. And I gotta say, the people I've talked to, the Terry Hart and Bob Gurr and Rolly Crump and all these people, Mark Silverman, they are more than happy to sign whatever, whenever, and they are such great people. So I figured, okay, well, this is a great way to offer a signature from a Disney legend or an Imagineer, actor, voiceover, whatever. I started selling them, and people loved them, and they started selling out, and I decided, let's make it look nicer. So I put the DVD cover and the disc in a nice frame with a nice background, and I put that up, and I cannot believe how fast they sell out, especially around Christmas time. People like to have a little bit of that signature, that piece of history from someone who actually worked on the attraction. And not all of them are from worked on the park. Some people are like people who actually worked on the film, like C. Andrew Nelson, who's an actor, voiceover, special effects artist, and he's worked on such films as Star Wars and all these wonderful films. But he's also a visual effects artist, and he actually edited Pirates of the Caribbean. And I find that people actually, who worked on it? And it's Andrew. And so they signed it. So it's a win-win, because they get an actor's signature, plus they get the editor's signature on the disc too. So everyone seems to really like these signatures. We have more signatures that are coming. And it's, what, it also makes for a great Christmas present for the diehard Disney fans that really want something unique. And here it is. You got Bob Gurr's signature DVD. You also get the DVD. It's a win-win. I mean, it's everyone just seems to really, really love it.
That's great. I love that idea of having a piece of history. That's incredible.
Yeah, and I think something I love is it's a great gift for the person who has everything. I mean, Jerry knows. I got to meet Tony Baxter and Michael Broggie, and it's like, what do you give these guys that probably have everything in the world they could possibly want from Disney? Well, I bet they don't have a theme Parkology DVD, and you give them that.
Right. I got a lot of people that have sent me emails saying thank you. It was a great Christmas present for my uncle, cousin, aunt, sister, brother. They have everything Disney. They have all, and then this is something that's really unique. It's something that Bob Gurr took the time to sit down and sign something for these fellow fans. Gardner Holt, who's a very busy guy, took the time to sign a couple of DVDs for the Buzz Lightyear. They actually take the time to stop what they're doing and sign a couple of these DVDs, and then they got to send it back to me. And I greatly appreciate it, and I really like being able to put the smiles on people's faces because they just got. It's not about the product itself; it's about the signature that I was able to get for them, and they just love it.
Yeah, it's a really great idea. Okay, and there's a theme Parkology magazine. So tell everybody about that. This is another one of your awesome projects that you.
Well, to my surprise, I was finding that people kept asking me about theme parkology. How did you get started? What are you working on? How'd you get this done? When you do a documentary, what goes into it? You're at MouseCon. What's that like? They want to know all this news about theme parkology and my journey through the company and what I'm doing with it and everything. So I decided, well, let's do a newsletter, but it wasn't enough because they want details. People want to know exactly what went into a documentary, say Peter Pan's flight. They want to know how'd you do it. So I decided, well, I'm not below sharing my secrets because it's not like it's a traded secret. So I decided, well, let's do a magazine. We started off with the first one, and I contacted my good friend Joshua Schaefer, who's a fantastic writer. He's got a few books, and I asked him, "Hey, could you do an article?" And he said, "Oh yeah, no problem." So he did an article. I contacted my friend Travis Hansen, who's an illustrator, and I decided, well, let's do a spotlight on an entertainer, and he decided, this would be great. It allows me to get to know Travis more by asking the questions: how did you do this? How did you do that? And it also allows him to get people who aren't familiar with this work to read about it and maybe go onto his website and get his books and his drawings and puzzles and everything. But the article within the Theme Parkology magazine were very simple. They're just, I don't want to tell any fabricated stories. I just want to tell you how did you do this? How did you do this? And then there's a section in the magazine called The Chronicles of a Documentary. And I take one of the documentaries that I work on, which is the cover of the magazine. For example, issue 1 has the pirates on the cover. And inside the chronicles of the documentary, we talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean. And I go through step by step of how I got the music and uh, what the editing process was like. I talk about the people that worked on it. And I actually get quotes from the people that worked on it. Like Andrew did a big, nice quote about his contribution, how he edited. And then, we just kept doing that through the issues. There's 5 issues. And we talked, issue 2 was about Autopia. And we spotlighted Terry Hardin. And then number 3 was the history of the Phantom Manor. And we talked about that. And we spotlighted Floyd Norman, who's a great animator. And the 4th one was about the Main Street Electric Parade documentary, and we highlighted Andrew's story. And then the 5th one was about the Peter Pan flight, and we talked to Joshua, and he got to, Joshua's all over number 5. He wrote a couple of articles, but yeah, we basically wanted to let people know not only what theme parkology is up to and the projects and how it gets done, but where we're going. Some of the projects that we're doing, some of the wonderful musical things that we're doing, and video things and audio things, and we wanted to let them know first what's coming.
So, do you still have a newsletter? So, if people wanted to subscribe and kind of actually hear about what you have coming up and stay on top of things, is a newsletter
Yes,
something that
absolutely.
you still do?
You can get that on my website, the magazine. We are currently working on getting it to where they can just download every issue. People like to download things down, and but a lot of people actually really want the hard copy. So, but we're actually working on downloading the magazine right now. So, but yeah, you can still get it on my website.
Okay, and there's also, you can subscribe to the email newsletter where I love those. I get those are about every week, right?
Yeah, they are every week. They are great. It's a great source of information of what's going on week to week, what I'm doing week to week.
Yeah. That's what I love. I love those email newsletters from my friend Jerry. It's like getting a personal note from Jerry in your inbox. It's about every week, maybe week and a half. And that's totally free. You can just subscribe to his email list over his website.
Right. And you know, the funny thing about the newsletters is that it almost didn't happen, because I went back and forth about, people don't really want to know what I'm doing week to week. But I decided to go ahead and try it and test it. And to my surprise, everybody actually really wanted to know I get a lot of people that ask me, when is this coming out? Or you should do a documentary on this. So I figured the best way to handle all these questions is just to do a newsletters and keep them up to date. And that way they know I'm working on this project. This is the progress of that project. And this is when it's going to be released. And it's sponsored by Destination with Character Travels. And they just really love the magazine. I'm sorry. They really like the newsletter that they decided, hey, let's sponsor this. So they love it. And everyone seems to love it. And I believe, Krista, you've been in it several times.
So, Jerry, if people want to sign up for your free, awesome weekly newsletter,
how
do they do that?
www.themeparkology.com. And on the right-hand corner, there's a subscribe to newsletter. It's free. You just type in your email address, and that's it. And then week to week, I send you a newsletter. Now, lately, it's not week to week. It's been week to every other week or every 2 weeks. I'm currently working on several projects right now. And I think I just haven't had the time to work on the newsletter, but I'm slowly starting to get back to that. But yes, you will be in the system. You will get a free newsletter once a week, and you'll hear all the information on what's going on.
Yes, it's a fantastic way to keep up with what's going on at Theme Parkology, because at any given moment, Jerry could be working on multiple projects. So it's fun just to kind of be in the know. So I really want to encourage everybody to sign up for the free email newsletter. And themeparkology.com is the place to get everything that Jerry's mentioned today. You'll find all his DVD titles on there, the signature series, the magazine. You can really dive in. And honestly, we could probably do a whole show just about Theme Parkology. But we're so thrilled to have you here today, Jerry, for number one, our favorite secret to enjoying Disney from home. Our one and only, our favorite website, themeparkology.com. So thanks for coming in.
The pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Jerry.
We hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you're inspired to enjoy Disney at home, we would love to hear from you. Please show off a photo of your Disney fun in our Facebook group, Simple Dream Life Strategies, or send us an email. Don't forget, you can also email us right now, livingthedreampodcaster@gmail.com, for a free digital download of my Mexico Pavilion CD if you would like to tour Mexico with your ears while you're in the car or at the gym. I would love to send you a free copy, so just send me an email as soon as you can, and I'll try to get that out to you.
Thanks for listening to Living the Dream podcast, where we know it's not just about achieving your goals in the future, it's about enjoying your journey along the way.
Thanks for listening to Living the Dream podcast, where we know the secret to living your dreams begins with the smallest steps that lead you to your essential joy. Music for today's episode was provided by Peter Alden's Kingdom Classics, now available for purchase on our website. This presentation represents the opinions of the hosts and guests of the show. Our show is informational and for entertainment purposes only. Always consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we are sharing is accurate, we welcome your comments and suggestions. Contact information for Krista Joy can be found at disneyways.com/connect. Reach out to Christy Fredericks at disneyworldenthusiast.com/about. At Living the Dream podcast, we know it's not just about achieving your goals in the future, it's about enjoying your journey along the way.